So it has been a while in the meantime since I've had a little break from YouTube. I've cut my hair off and I've come to Thailand. And the past month I haven't really wanted to post just because my month ended up looking a lot more different than I was expecting. And I was in Malaysia and I was hoping to work on a boatyard for a month, and I went. It's in a really cool place called Batu Pahat, south of Malacca. And the guy that I stayed and volunteered with, really amazing guy, some cool stories, and the volunteers that he had with him I got along really well with, but it the expectations of it didn't really meet the reality, so I didn't end up staying the full time that I was expecting, and so then I still had about 2 weeks left over in Malaysia because of how I'd booked my flights, and naturally it just made sense for me to go back to Langkawi, and so I was volunteering at some hostels that I'd been at previously, and caught up with some of my friends, made some new ones, and it was all very lovely, but not a lot for YouTube content because I've done a lot of it before, so there's some familiarity. It was a place for me to just chill out for a bit and get ready to meet my brother in northern Thailand, and that's where I am currently. We started in Chiang Mai, so many temples, and I need to do some reading and some studying around that, because without the context of why they do what they do, why they believe what they believe, the iconography, all of these things that are so different from my school of Buddhism, like without the context I don't understand it, and so it's not speaking to me quite as much as I'd hoped it would. But they're still beautiful, absolutely stunning, and so different from like the churches back in England, and they're kind of dotted around with as many as churches that you'd see in England, because Buddhism is like the predominant religion here. After spending 5 months in like 2 different countries where it's predominantly Muslim, so to see the Buddhist temples everywhere, especially when I was flying in and I could see like the pagodas and temples as like I was landing, that was pretty cool. But yeah, I do need to do some study. I'm going on retreat tomorrow, actually. I'm really excited. It's a place between Chiang Mai and Pai, called Pape, I think. I'm really excited to go. I'm well overdue for a retreat, and I can feel like quite a lot of emotional stuff coming up for me after travelling and doing so much for so long, that going on retreat will just be a really, really good opportunity for me to like clarify some things, crystallize my intention, and really tap into my spiritual practice. Yeah, so my brother and I have been in Pai, and Pai deserves another video of its own because honestly there's no other place like it. But for now I'm about 20 minutes from Ban Rak Thai, which is this cool, like unexpected little like Chinese village about as north in Thailand as you can get before you get towards the Myanmar border. And we rode scooters here from Pai. It took quite a while, absolutely stunning scenery. And then yeah, we got to Ban Rak Thai when it was already dark, and so all of the boats were like, and their lanterns, and then the lanterns on restaurants and cafes and stuff, they're all lit up, and quite a sight to see. So that was a really cool thing to travel for, as is this accommodation, because it's in the middle of nowhere. It's so quiet and it's so peaceful. Stayed in this little hut behind me, which I'm fairly sure the owner made himself. Well, it's basic, but it's really cool. And if he had this in the UK, he'd be able to charge an absolute fortune for glamping. But yeah, here's the view. starting to rain just as we're about to head off on our scooters. But what can you do?